Hey guys, this is Bruce. Welcome to ConvoCourses podcast. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about something I just haven't mentioned it on the show, and that's the level of influence that women have had on my podcast. I mean, on my entire career. Uh, I just I just haven't talked about it, but literally the first time I made six figures, it was because a brilliant engineer approached me, believed in me, and hired me to work for her, and had me traveling the world to Hawaii, to Germany. She was brilliant and hired me, believed in me enough to give me that shot. First time I made six figures. Um, First time I got hired. Another pivotal point in my career was the first time I got hired. Got hired in Verizon was because a coworker and friend of mine, Gigi, referred me to be a cybersecurity consultant that I did for Verizon for like 3 years, and it was pivotal to my career. And just recently, because of the brief job that I had as a cybersecurity, a cloud security person, was because uh, somebody reached out to me who happened to be a woman, got me that job. So the influence that women have had on my life and my career, specifically brilliant technical engineers and scientists who've reached out to me and helped my career, has been huge. And I would argue that the impact on all of us has been huge, because if you look at people like Katherine Johnson, Mary Jackson, Miss Norcutt, who were influential in NASA, these are NASA engineers, mathematicians, programmers who helped the Apollo missions. It was because of women. I mean, the influence is is there, and not to mention Miss Lovelace from Victorian age, who had it. I mean, basically, because we're doing software engineering because of her. So the influence of women on all of our lives is huge, and I want to introduce you guys to somebody who is carrying that torch forward. Um, and here she is, right here, Miss Davida. And I want you to introduce yourself, ma'am. Like, what are you doing these days? What's inspiring you? What are you doing?
No, there's a lot. There's a lot that's inspiring me right now. But I think getting into government space happened actually after my spiritual awakening. That was the time I started because do have a 10 years background with e-commerce. That is where I've been doing a lot of things. So when after my spiritual awakening, getting into government contracting, I'm like, okay, what is this about? And doing
Right.
my research, and I thought about, okay, I'm going to get into GLC. And the reason why I focus on GLC because as a person, I'm pretty much a risk type of person. So I
Yeah.
always look at 10 years ahead, 4 years ahead. Like I'm always on the loop, like always like proactive. So when I got into GLCA and then I focused on the risk, which was amazing. But getting into government contracting space, I'm like, where are the women?
Yes.
And yeah, where are the women in general? That does not mean they are not women, but I just felt like a lot of women are kind of like hiding themselves behind. I'm like, why are you guys hiding? Because when you get into in general, when it comes to life in general, spiritually, it shows when a woman takes her foot forward, like it's easy for the men to rise. You can help a
Yes.
man to your intuition to guide him. So I'm like, we're the women. So that was how it started off. Because when I got on LinkedIn, I started reaching out to other women who I saw in the government space, just thinking about mentorship. I'm like, there's no women in general. And I'm going to be very honest, in this space I've been in, the people who have helped me were like white women. They will come into my business or like, this is what I've done. What do you think? Like, excellent, amazing. You're
Yes.
doing such a great job. But I'm like, when I reach out to some black women I've reached out to, they would just say, congratulations, you're doing amazing. And that's it. I'm like, I was looking out for feedback, but that was it. I'm like, you know what? I have to be that woman in this space then because,
Wow. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I have to be that woman in this space. Let me throw
That
my light on women. Yeah, so
that is
that's how it is.
incredible. Reading your back, I gotta say, let me just show your profile real quick. So I'm reading through your profile. So first of all, shout out to Larry, who's the one who told me about you, and I went on there and I'm looking at your profile, and I'm super impressed, especially by the business side of the house, because that is not a lot of not a lot of IT professionals do this, and even less GRC professionals do this. And there's a huge opportunity for it. So when I'm looking through it, I'm just really impressed. Like, what I mean, so impressed that I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, why don't I put my own business on my resume? Duh. Like, why? So I'm looking through how you did it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's really smart. Okay. And then I started doing it myself. Like recently, like if you look at my profile now, it's different than what it was a few days ago because of you, by the way.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to create the SecureGov business that you did?
Like I said, my main focus was to help women in
in
general
general
to
to
rise,
rise,
because I
because I
truly do
truly do
believe
believe
like
like
if
if
women
women
rise,
rise,
like it's
like it's
easier for the
easier for
men
the
to
men to
follow
follow
us
us
in
All of
in
us.
general.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
So
was
that
the
was the
main
main
focus. And
focus.
I
And
felt
I
like
felt like
black
black
people are
people are
behind,
behind,
but we're
but
the
we're the
most
most
intelligent.
intelligent.
I
I
said what
said
I
what I
said.
said.
we are
We are
really
really
like
like
we
we
can
can
really
really
try
try
to
to
like
like
because
because
and
and
even with
even with
little we
little
can
we
make
can make
something
something
out of
out of
it.
it.
Right.
So that
So
was the
that was
main
the main
focus.
focus.
Like I
Like I
want to
want
make
to
sure
make
like
sure like
black
black
people in
people
this
in this
space
space
are
are
centered
centered
in the
in the
middle,
middle,
like
like
right in the
right
A-
in the
middle.
middle.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, I started this channel and I just wanted to share with anyone, but I noticed a lot of black professionals um start following me, and I'm like, this is incredible. I love it, because it's bringing out more engineers, technicians, scientists coming, talking to me directly, and making this gigantic network, and
Of
everybody's invited. I'm not, it's not an exclusive club. Everybody's invited, but I'm just really inspired that so many black folks are following me. I love it. um, so, what's your biggest challenge going from being a employee to entrepreneur?
You
you
already
already
know,
know,
right?
right?
Because at the
Because at
end
the
of the
end of the
day,
day,
now you
now
have
you
all
have
the
all the
responsibility
responsibility
to be
to
the
be the
one.
one.
You're
You're
no
no
longer
longer
employee
employee
where you're
where
going
you're
to the
going to the
boss and
boss and
asking
asking
what
what
happening
happening
today, like
today,
what
like
do I
what do
need
I
to
need to
do.
do.
But
But
now
now you're
you're the
the
one
one
focusing on
focusing on
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need to
you need
think
to think
about
about
funding. You
funding.
gotta
You
think
gotta think
about
about
budgeting. You
budgeting.
gotta you gotta
You
think
gotta think
about a
about a
lot
lot
now.
now.
So
So
for
Yeah.
so
now
for
the
now the
challenging
challenging
is
is
it's
it's
bringing the
bringing the
vision to
vision to
execution.
execution.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Another question I have is, I notice I'm reading through your profile, and I notice you have ISO 27001, NIST risk management framework, and other GRC. What's the difference between, like, what's the main differences between, as far as dealing with clients, CMMC, ISO 27001, and NIST 800, or if there's
I
any?
think
I think
no, to
no,
be
to be
honest, when it
honest, when it
comes to
comes to
NIST, this
NIST,
is
this
the
is the
foundation. If you're
foundation. If you're
getting into
getting into
government
government
contracting,
contracting,
that is the
that is the
number
number
one
one
thing. You
thing.
need
You
to
need to
focus
focus
on
on
NIST.
NIST.
Okay,
Okay,
that is the
that is the
foundation.
foundation.
But when it
But when
comes
it
to
comes to
CMMC,
CMMC,
this is
this is
basically
basically
defense.
defense.
This is
This is
defense
defense
trying to
trying
put
to put
structures in
structures in
place
place
to say
to say
how a
how a
company is
company is
going to be
going to be
dealing with
dealing with
sensitive
sensitive
information.
information.
Hmm.
So when
So
it
when it
comes to
comes to
ISO, I
ISO,
feel
I
like
feel
that
like
is
that is
the
the
extra,
extra,
that's the
that's the
expansion because
expansion because
down
now
you are
you are
opening
opening
yourself
yourself
to
to
international
international
companies
companies
now
now
outside of
outside of
America.
America.
Got you. Got you. So, I mean, another thing I noticed is, are you like on SAM? Did you start your own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. We need to talk offline. So how does it, are you getting some leads and stuff, like people reaching out? Is there like a lot of business out there to be had?
And that
And
is why that is
that
why
is why
I'm
I'm
starting
starting
come
come
January
January
to
to
really
really
unlock the
unlock the
gate for
gate for
Black
Black
people
people
and
and
how to
how
do
to
it.
do it.
It's the
It's the
structure
structure
base.
base.
This is
This
why
is
I'm
why
here.
I'm here.
All right.
And that is the
That is the
main
main
focus
focus
in
in
helping from
helping from
branding
branding
to
to
really
really
locating your
locating your
business the
business the
right
right
way.
way.
because trust me, there are endless opportunity in this space. But I
I
also feel
also
like
feel
Black
like
people
Black
need
people
to
need to
open their
open their
mindset
mindset
towards
towards
collaboration,
collaboration
because
because
people just
people
feel
just feel
like,
like
I'm in
I'm
this
in this
space with
space
you,
with
we're in
you, we're in
competition. But
competition.
how
But how
about
about
two
two
companies can
companies
come
can come
together,
together,
bid for
bid for
one
one
contract, and
contract,
then
and then
split the
split the
work?
work?
Like
Like
that is
that is
something Black
something
people
Black
should
people
be
should be
thinking
thinking
about.
about.
And there are
And there are
millions and
millions and
millions of dollars in this space.
Absolutely. I mean, another thing is, at that, to your point, like, I get a flood. I mean, not so much anymore, but I was getting a floodgate of different business opportunities. There's been kind of a downturn lately, but it might be because of the end of the year, end of the fiscal
Mm-hmm.
year. Um, so I would just share out those jobs. I can't do all the jobs myself, so I would just share those jobs out to other
Exactly.
people, right? Um, so you're absolutely right. If there's more contracts, if I can't do the contract, I can just pass it on to you. I know somebody. I know Davida. She can do it. I'm gonna pass the
Yeah, or
job
you
off
can
to you.
just like start something and they're like, okay, I'm seeing this contract. Can we collaborate as a company and let's bid for this? Or I can get a lot of gig. I'm like, I'm not going to meet at the deadline, but let me send you some gig. Like that is how I think Black people should think. And the collaboration is beyond the aspect of business, right? Even when it comes to the dynamic of Black people, like families, like Black people should be thinking about getting business with your husband, like getting business with your
Yeah.
wife. That yeah, like okay, what can you do? Maybe you're gonna be the one doing the social media thing. Like that is how I want Black people to understand that the dynamic of coming together is we're more powerful together than
This
apart.
Davida, you have to join our community. You have to join it because everything you're saying needs to be on there to all the folks that follow me. Everything. Like this is amazing. I really like what you're doing. I like the direction you're going. Okay, so could you give us an overview of CMMC? A lot of folks in my audience, I've got a lot of followers who watch me specifically because I talk about GRC stuff. And so if you can give like a rundown and an overview, simplified of CMMC.
So this is just basically the government saying, okay, if you're going to work with the defense ministry, like the defense aspect of the government, we want to make sure you guys are looking at sensitive information in the right way. How are you guys storing this information? How are you guys protecting this information? It's more than just a policy. And I feel like it's the right policy the government actually brought forward, because if you actually have to look at a country, you're electing leaders and you're electing leaders to protect you, just like anyone having a husband. You marry someone, so if anything happens, your husband can guide you. So that is how we need to look at our government, because if the government is doing its own part in protecting information, that means you're protecting the whole country as a whole. So I don't want, like, when smaller companies think like, oh, government bringing this type of policies is going to pull us away. You kind of look at the bigger picture. Like the government is trying to protect itself, right? And
Yeah,
protecting it itself is protecting the whole
the
country.
nation,
Because if
right?
yeah, because if a document leaks, it's beyond America. It kind of goes to another country and all this type of thing, and
Right.
we're putting ourselves at risk.
So CMMC is to help smaller businesses or moderate, any kind of business
And
who's
I
trying to
think the
work with the
government is
government.
going to expand this beyond what people are thinking about. They're going to
I've
expand
heard of
this.
that.
Yeah, they're going to
Yes, I've
expand
heard
this.
of that.
And it makes more sense, to be honest. They're going to expand
Okay.
this wherein maybe even the aspect of toilet roll contract is going to have a CMMC on it. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the government's going to expand it. But now, just starting, they're seeing how the pace, are people really vibing to this? Like, are people really pulling forward? If they definitely think the structures are in place, then that's it. Whoever falls apart, falls apart. But this is what I think Black people should come together, right? Like, let's say, for example, a smaller company can get certified, because it's a lot of money, to be honest, right? It's a lot of
Yes.
money. So one company can get certified. There are sub companies, right? Starters, when those people can work with your company, right? And then when you create a stronger foundation, make sure those other companies get certified too, so everyone can be independent, right? But the
Mm,
aspect of thinking, not everyone has 100K in their bank account to go through the assessment and stuff like assessment to nobody has the money. It's still expensive. Nobody
Yeah.
has the money. So it's really pulling down small companies down. So, and that is the reason I'm feeling like collaboration in this space when it comes to Black people is very, very, very important. It's very, very important.
And we have an opportunity here, to come together and be a part of. There's money to be had, and these contracts are being snatched up
By
by
bigger companies.
everybody,
Hmm.
right? By everybody. So why not, right? Why not us? Um,
And the thing is, one thing I want to say, Bruce, like when these contracts are snatched by bigger companies, they're going to be hiring the smaller companies.
right. Yes.
They're hiring the smaller
The sub.
companies. So
You're right.
yeah, so
Subcontractors. Yeah. Absolutely. What's your vision going into 2026?
to make sure I stand for really the Black companies and really women. That is my main focus. Like I want to really center Black companies, like small minority companies at the center so they don't feel like they're losing their stamina. That is my main focus. And another focus is to also open the space for more collaboration with other Black-owned businesses. That is my main focus when it comes to 2026. And also
And
start announcing that I want to bring SecureGov summits too. So that is very, very
is
important.
that also linked into your 100 women challenge for
Um,
2026?
No, that will be a 2027
Oh,
plan
got you.
to actually highlight Black CEOs, Black GLC, like just tech in general, like Black-owned businesses, like to make sure people feel seen, like you're doing enough job. Look how we have another GLC person. His name is AJ. He's
Hmm.
doing such a great job. Like those are people we want. Like, okay, if AJ can make something out of himself, guess what? I know, and I follow him all the time. So he will bring 10 more Black people. And then I think that is the reason why I want Black people to be center. Not to close the door when you enter into these doors. Open the door. Like bring
Absolutely.
10 more people in and stuff. There's enough to go around. But sometimes people
Absolutely.
feel like it's less.
So another question I have for you is, how does faith and value guide your leadership in cybersecurity?
For me, my faith is my number one thing in general because that is where you seek integrity. When you do believe in your higher self, you have to understand that it's more than just me. It's a matter of the source that I do believe in. So that is very, very important to make sure we're bringing compassion into spaces that we might not understand different type of personality, but to understand that integrity will rule everything when you bring your
Absolutely.
integrity to place.
I love it. I love it. Wow. So listen, I'm really inspired by you. The now that you're talking, I'm even more inspired. I'm like, wow, what the hell? um, you're getting into SAM is something that I've heard of a few people in my circle starting to do or have tried, and the fact that you're doing it is incredible. This is somebody we should listen to. This is a leader in our space, an up and coming young person who's about to dominate in 2026,
Thank you.
2027 on forward. Now, when you're doing these contracts, do you notice that I mean, I don't know, I'm asking. So, are there more contracts for CMMC than there are for risk management for NIST 800 or ISO 27001?
Definitely when it comes to CMMC, you have to look at it more on a private base because you're dealing with companies now. Okay,
Mm,
this is like CMMC is mostly you're dealing with a company like the infrastructure. So I feel like people, as if you're in GRC, I think open the space to get into CMMC because I think right now it's kind of like a quick money making area for now. But when we think about the contract and like because that is private because you're dealing with companies, so it's private. It's
okay.
not mostly you're not dealing with the government itself. You're dealing with companies that deal with the government.
Got you. Got
Yeah.
you. Okay.
So when it
Um,
comes to the contract with Sam that you're trying to ask, I have so many free resources which I'm putting together because I think people get overwhelmed when they think about contracting. But trust me, by the time I dissect everything, people are going to understand that you're going to be asking, like, I didn't know there free information like that. People are just going to keep rushing. And I promise people who are going to get into this 100 challenge for Black people, by April, people will start seeing results. Like April, because there's
That's incredible.
something that is hidden that a lot of people do not know that is coming.
Where can people contact you to get involved with this?
On LinkedIn.
Okay. Okay. I'll definitely put your link. I think I'll put your link in the description below, as a matter of fact. And what advice would you give to people who are getting into the GRC space? I've got a lot of folks that follow me who are interested in doing GRC for one reason or another. They want to get in this space. What would you tell somebody who's just starting off, whether they're a student who just got their degree and are trying to break into the market, or somebody who's trying to shift their gears and go from, I don't know, network engineering to GRC? What advice would you give them?
Start with the foundation. Very, very important, with free resources first. I think a lot of people are focusing on more of certifications, except if you are open to working with the government, then at least get your security CompTIA Plus. I think get that one and stop from that point. Because one thing people do not understand is in this specific space, it's more about practical work than just certification. I'm seeing people get tons of certification. And one thing every CEO is getting to understand, that this certification can be bought.
Right.
We know that, like, you can actually buy the certification. So every CEO is looking for people who are willing and have the curiosity to learn and are willing to show some effort. So in this space, just start with a foundation. There are a lot of, I'm actually creating a pathway for people who want to get into GLC from the foundation. Just start with the foundation. Free resources, I'm going to have them on the website come January, where you can start with those free resources and start your journey from that point and start gaining experience. Maybe you might start a job wherein they might not pay you as someone who has pretty much few years of experience, but just see it as a stepping stone. Like, at least I'm getting more experience, I'm getting more practical experience. That is how I think people should be thinking about it.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. These, especially these days, experience is way above just a mere certification.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that nobody can take away from you, your experience. Um,
Exactly.
and putting and getting the foundational knowledge that you
Mm-hmm.
need to do the work, and all the other stuff kind of falls into place, and it'll be easier to do the search. I'm not saying don't do search, right? But
I'm not in for like people getting, because even when I go
I get you.
when I see people on LinkedIn like having very similar stuff, I'm like, you're just wasting money to even keep up with this search. You have to really
Yeah.
pay some money for it. Like, gain the experience. All that amount of money, it would be better to pay someone who has the experience and have a cause in it to gain the experience. At least you can put on your resume that you have a practical experience, than you gaining certification that without no experience.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Let me see if there's any questions here before we part ways here. I know your time is extremely valuable. I do not. Okay, we've got some folks jumping in here, and we will address some of these. If Davida, if you have time, let
Yeah,
me see
sure.
if there's. Okay. All right. So, and Larry, shout out Larry, man. Thank you so much. Great call. Appreciate you, man. Let me see here. This is great. Thanks for sharing. Um, let me see here. Okay, let me see if there's anybody else have any questions. Somebody asked about what's up with CMMC, and I think we talked a little bit about that. Um, Larry said collaboration is very prominent in Asian and Indian communities. We should we should all look and learn by their example. Absolutely. I really admire their tenacity and their ability to stick together and raise each other
Mm-hmm.
up. And I really wish we I strive to have that for us, and that's no shade on any other communities.
Race, yeah, exactly.
I'm not trying to filter people out by
Out,
any
yeah,
means. I want everyone
possible,
in here,
sure.
but we gotta back each other up. Like we have to have each other's back. We're all we got. So,
And
okay.
black people should understand we're not we're not in competition with each other. We're in competition with poverty. We're not in
Did you
competition with each
did you
other.
just say we're in competition with poverty?
Yeah, we're not in competition
Damn, bars,
with no,
bars.
we're actually
Oh
not in
my
competition with
God,
them.
that was amazing.
Yeah, because we're trying to help our kids, and that is my focus. I'm like, I don't only want women to get into this space and make money, but invest in money too. How to invest this money and multiply that money. Get it into the stock market, buying shares, opening, and maybe a black CEO might come up with an innovative idea. Like, okay, how can we raise money and put our money into this and see it grow? And this is how big companies are running. Like, people come online and raise money, and people are making money out of that company.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're so right. Okay, let me see if there's any other super chat. In your journey to meet and empower 100 women in this space, how much of an impact has networking had on helping you meet this goal? And what has your general experience been from attending tech conferences?
Generally, when I attend tech conferences, I want to be very honest. Like, I met incredible white women who would, they of course like admire the fact that you're pulling this hard. They like it and like, oh, whatever way we can help you, just let us know. But for women and getting into this space, I just got into this space of trying to help 100 women, which is my biggest challenge in 2026, is to see how much of those women will come on board to start building their businesses or getting into GovTech, or it does not even matter of getting to GovTech. If you are someone who cooks, there's contracts. If you're someone who is actually cutting hair, you're a barber, there are contracts for that. There are a lot. If you're someone who is pretty much a cleaner at home, maybe you want to start a cleaning business. I want to show women how to start making through the government. It's more than just tech. Like, through the government, there are a lot of opportunities that people do not know there are opportunities. You can actually be doing the government and actually still maintaining the 9 to 5.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible, Davida. Man, I'm so glad you came on this show. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. I mean, this knowledge is incredible. And I really want you to join our community because I want to once you release your material, I would like to share it with my community. Um
Definitely.
and somebody said when is Davida's introduction to GRC coming up? When is your introduction to GRC? Oh, when are you doing when is she doing a course? I don't follow.
No, I am not doing any course. I will show you guys how to get into the space with free resources. Start with free resources. Maybe if you want to get into the government space, maybe having just CompTIA Security Plus, because that is the foundation for the government. But there are a lot of ways you can get into this space without you not trying to gain pretty much a lot of loan, trying to remove yourself from getting a lot of loan. And then when you get into this space and companies can entrust you, so people can fixate their mind towards the practical knowledge than just certifications. Because even if you go to college, you still need experience. You're starting from ground, because that is, I think, one of the things that's surprising for people when I get on TikTok. Oh my goodness, I have this amount of degree, but still with the government, you're starting from scratch. Like, you're starting from any company, starting from scratch. Yes, you have the college degree, but you need experience. So that is why I want people to know that you still need experience regardless.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I got another comment question here. Somebody said, being a certain degree holder that also has work and experience, what is your opinion of the three? What is your opinion of the three? And the role of each in establishing a solid tech career? Has any certs been more instrumental?
I think if you want to start with the government, the CompTIA Security Plus is a great foundation. So definitely someone should get that. But having a mindset beyond certification or having a mindset as a thoughtful leader is what will keep you longer in any space at this point, because now we are not only battling ourselves, because that is what it looks like, we're having competition with ourselves, but now AI is joining the conversation now.
Okay, and then another question here. Oh, so they corrected themselves. Sorry about that. They said, I meant when is she releasing the resources? My bad.
Come January, first week in January.
Okay, awesome. That's incredible. We'll be waiting for that. I'll send that to my entire group. Um, does this only apply to women? A
No,
question from
the
me.
it's open for everyone, but my focus is on waking a lot of Black women to wake up, because the
Absolutely.
economy is getting really bad. So for women to also understand they can support their husband and know their opportunities out there too. Yeah. Or maybe their family, whoever is married, or if you're a single mom, understand there are other opportunities out there too. I just want the Black family dynamic of supporting each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. David says, would you recommend getting a CISM over a CISSP? I do currently hold a Security Plus, just finished my master's degree.
I don't think you need to move to C CISM. Try to get more experience. Just get your feet. When you're in a company already as an employee, then ask like your employer, okay, I'm looking forward to getting my CISSP. What do you think in general? And then maybe there's, or when you see an open positioning, then you can tell your employer, okay, I'm about to take this test. But sometimes you are better off in earning the experience and going for the test later.
Awesome.
Don't, yeah, gain the experience and go for the test later.
Okay, we have another question from Larry. He says, "What are some of the best ways that she has been able to gain that value in that valuable experience? Any unique ways people may not have may not have thought of?"
I think number one, if you're thinking about gaining experience, you gain experience just the same way they say if you're going to school, you gain experience outside of the school. So you have to be a person that is open. You have to be open beyond, even with the government space. So when you go for summit, connect with people, ask people question. How are we able to do this? And then hopefully people are open to answering that question to help you. But at the end of the day, read books, read books, ask questions, ask people for sometimes review. And can you review my work? What do you think I'm missing? As I've seen a lot of companies where I think branding is an issue. I've seen a lot of Black company. I'm like, positioning yourself, you have to position your branding too. And also, I always say to women, also one thing I'm going to do also, how you present yourself in these rooms too matter. Don't get into these women that like show up, show up with your face, like smile. Like sometimes don't have a go. If you think you're having a bad mood, sometimes it's better for you not to go than getting into that space and people feel like you're this angry person, because there's also stereotypes in this space that sometimes when another race meets another Black one, like, oh, I didn't know Black people are like then it makes you feel a certain type of way, like how are
Yes,
other people showing up in this space? Or I didn't know Black men are like, no, they're more incredible Black women and men in this space than the ones you guys might be privy to. So I think showing up with your best version of yourself is very important, confidently.
absolutely. And piggyback on what Davida was saying about experience. Another thing you can do is there's a bunch of free tools out there that you can use, gain experience by using them, so you can put that stuff
Mm-hmm.
on your
Your
resume.
resume.
That's another thing that you can do. Let me see. Great question, Larry. Let me see. Somebody said, watching from the Philippines, been in GRC. There's a lot to learn. Scratching my head when creating policies. I've got a ton of free stuff that you can watch where I'm
Exactly.
building policies from scratch. So join our community. Um, I'm going to be releasing a whole bunch of stuff on there for free. So go ahead and check that out. And then there's a ton of stuff on YouTube you can
Yeah,
watch
on
that walk
YouTube.
you
Yeah,
through it.
exactly.
Let me see. Oh, I've got a question for you, Davida. So, from my understanding of SAMS, and for those who don't know, SAMS.gov is a site where the U.S. federal government will market. It's like a marketplace for different jobs that they need, and it's not just IT. It's not just GRC, by the way. Like Davida said, it's cooking, it's janitorial work, it's washing, all kinds of stuff you can imagine. But my question for you, Davida, is what things do you have to do to get on there? I understand you have to have like a corporation of some type. You have to, no, you don't. Okay.
No.
Enlighten me.
No, you don't need to have a company to start with, Sam. You can start as a entrepreneur just starting. And I really think people should think about that before setting up a company, you know. If let's say for example, Bruce, you are good at this, maybe you have a friend who's good at that, maybe that is the time you guys can say, let's come together and form one company together, right? And then of course you guys will create a structure at the back, but you really do not need um a company to start with, Sam. You just need your social security number.
And do you need a DUNS number or just social security
You
number?
don't need all of that.
Wow. Oh my Lord. That is some golden wisdom right there. Man,
And
I
there's a
did not
lot
know
of
that.
opportunities. A lot of people are scared of how to write contracts. There are free agencies for that can help you.
I saw something crazy where I've currently been looking for a new position, and I saw a contract pop up. This is wild, but it's from they were advertising risk management framework jobs for Americans to do, but it was a company from India, directly from India, not staffing. They were hiring people, and what caught my eye is how low the amount was, because I know that's not how much it was. They were offering like $20 to $30 an hour, right, to do the work. And I'm like, okay, they're pocketing the money, because normally it's 50 to 60 or even 70, 80, up to $100 an hour. So
Mhm.
they're pocketing a whole bunch of that cash and then just giving out pennies, but they started a company that gets the jobs for US companies. And I just thought to myself, why aren't more Americans taking advantage of all the opportunities that are here? It just, you know what I mean? Like, it just opened up my eyes. Like, man, we've got it. And so everything you're saying like is ringing.
Yeah, so there are a lot of people who can also, some people are good at writing, right? They can
Right.
actually just be at home, set up your company, and you are doing proposal for companies, right? Who pretty much just want a one-on-one. But there's a one-on-one way also, which I'm going to be showing people how to gain those proposals too, that you can have a one-on-one for free and your proposals are done.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I can't wait. Somebody said, if you have hands-on experience on physical security systems, admin, cloud-based, how easy would it be to get into the government?
I think people need to look at getting those contracts with the government in general. Look at also sub government, like smaller companies. It's the easy way. You don't get to the government directly. The government, everything about the government is contract. Okay, so meaning when Booz opens his own company, he's going to be working for the government, but actually Booz is meant to help the government solve a solution. So everything with the government is actually contract. It's not like you're getting paid. You're getting paid directly from the government if you have a company. So, but you having Sam would help you have those startup contracts from smaller sub companies and stuff like that.
Okay, we got another one from Larry, and I won't keep you too much longer. I'll take a few more questions, guys. Thank you, man. This is you're popular here. Let me see. Somebody said if I'm in her working with people to get into contracting with the government, as well as starting early tech careers with the government, her mindset shifted in any light of current has there been any impact on the current administration? Is that your question, Larry?
I don't think, I always think you need to have an open mindset. It does not matter. The United States is going to be changing governments all the time. Okay. We're not looking at the government, we're looking at how we need to position ourselves. So Black people shouldn't be playing the victim card of, is this going to be against me because I'm Black? I think it's very, very important for you to come correct. Come correct into the room, and that's it. That is the mindset I think Black people should have. Like, structure your business and come into the space correct. That's it. Because there are laws for that, to discriminate against people because of their color. So, and then you can use the law if
Awesome.
ever.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much, Davida. I'm gonna cut this one short. I really appreciate you coming here on this. There's so many different things you touched on that are not only inspirational but give actionable knowledge. So I'm interested in following your journey. As soon as you release anything you have, I have got to put it on my newsletter. I got to put it on my group. I got to advertise it because this is in line with exactly what I want to do as well. So
Definitely.
you're welcome to come on this show anytime.
All
Just
right. Thank you so much.
you have my contact information on LinkedIn. So I really appreciate all your knowledge, and you are a huge inspiration. Like this is really great.
And thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Davida. I appreciate you. And you guys, I will see you guys very soon.